is a regular favourite of mine. I mean, when I say a regular favourite, this is a 1979 Yamaha YZ250. All of the YZs are a favourite, really. As I say to everyone, really, you get a lot of bike for your money with a Yamaha, particularly for racing. They have fantastic engines, the handling is good, and spares are plentiful. They're easy to work on, they're reliable, they're an all-round very good package. So like I say, this is a 1979. Effectively it's a 1 year only bike, so the 77 and 78 were very similar, and the 80 and 81 are very similar as well. And the 79 was really like right in the middle of that transition period from air-cooled, what they class as in UK twin shock bikes. As you may know, these aren't twin shock. They have a shock that goes up the spine of the frame, and so yeah, this was like slap bang in the middle of that. The bikes were getting faster and faster, more competitive, long travel suspension, and the 79 YZ250 was a great bike, which then obviously they changed slightly in 80 and 81, and then 82 was the first water-cooled YZ250 that came out. Now this one has got a horrible looking desert tank on it. Now, to be fair, it looks like a relatively new one. It's a Clark tank, doesn't look the best. It holds a high volume of fuel, and at some point, if you're buying this bike, it would be nice to change that over to a original tank, which you can find them. They come up for sale every now and then, and that would just make it look a lot nicer, a bit racier, and yeah, just nicer to look at, really. But the rest of the bike, my word, it looks great, really. Plastics have seen a bit of sunlight. There's a bit of sun bleaching on them. The front one, someone scraped it to try and get the sun bleaching off. But all in all, the overall bike itself looks great. We'll have a quick look around it, and then I'm planning first one of the year to take it around the garden. Now, the garden has been really wet, so I could find myself in trouble here with the missus, but we'll see. So I'm not a massive fan of taking them up and down the road. It's not really the right thing to do. It's just to test ride them. I do like to give them a bit of a test ride if I can, and the garden is the best place to do it. So hopefully at some point I'll get my own little mini test track that I can use them on, and then we can give them a proper test, and that'll be a bit more exciting. But for now, we'll have to stick with the garden and the road. So let's have a look around her. We'll do the overall tests and looking at the various bits and pieces that we normally do, and then we'll go from there, and we'll see if we can take around the garden. I like to try to cover all the same points on these bikes, but they're each individual things, and sometimes I forget, and you know, you get sidetracked, and I do like to talk a bit of drivel at some point. But there we go. So what we'll do, so the Yamahas would have left the factory with matching numbers, and let's just double check. So the last numbers on this are 8668, and they are on the frame as well, so that's a good thing. The engine, you can see, you know, it has had use and wear and all of that kind of stuff. So you know, it has been a used bike. Someone has been running around on it, kind of thing. It's original paint on the frame. Looks like at some point it's had top end work. It looks like the barrel's been blasted, not particularly well, but it has been blasted. I'm going to say that the side panels and the mudguards are the original ones. Possibly the original throttle and possibly grips as well. There's no markings on them, but they do look standard to me. And like the kill switch and stuff like that, it all looks standard stuff. As we come down, so let's have a look at the frame rails. Frame rails are in perfect condition, no dents or scrapes on them. The exhaust around the header looks good, and when I was looking at it before myself, there's a dent there, tiny dent really, and the rest of it's not dented, doesn't look to have been repaired. It looks as though it's been painted at some point. Just noticing there is a little bit of weld on here, but that's more like a plate. That's the plate where the mounting bracket goes on, so I'm thinking that that is factory. The front wheel, I do normally try to check these things before I do the video so I know what I'm going on about, but I haven't actually done that with this one. So as normal, I don't know what I'm going on about. So the front wheel is perfect. There's no dents or cracks on that I can see. The forks, the chrome is looking good. Let's see if I can slide this one down. I can slide it down a bit. The chrome's looking good. No pitting on that. The fork caps look good, which is always nice to see. It's horrendous when you get them and they've been chewed up, because obviously they're only soft aluminium, so they do chew up pretty easily. So forks look good, fork caps look good, front wheel looks good, exhaust looks good. The engine on this side looks good. It's still got the chain guard, which is nice. Still got the original side stand. I know a lot of you will take that off. Got the original chain guide. It's got the chain wear blocks, and that one is, you know, damaged, so you'll want to change that. The rear wheel is the original rim. It's a DID rim. That's mint. Needs a little clean, but no damage to it. Just see that the tyre was slightly coming away from the rim, so the tyre is not on completely straight. You see there's too much tyre gone down into the well of the rim, but it's not that the rim's bent. Swing arm looks to be in great condition. The silencer, pretty sure, not sure about this bit, it's obviously snapped I think at some point, but pretty sure that that's a stock silencer. I could be wrong about that, actually looking at it. Could be like a universal kind of thing, and that's why they've made that bracket. But other than that, the thing looks flipping mega. Really would not take a lot of work at all. A service, don't know if the fork seals are leaking, but I always think it's a good idea to do the fork seals. The engine turns over great, and it's got good compression. We'll do the gearbox check. The rear brake didn't seem to have a lot of stopping power in it, so I'll just adjust that up a little bit if I'm going to be. That seems a bit better. Yeah, there we go. If I'm going to be running it around the garden, I could do with knowing that it's going to stop. So yeah, let's get the gearbox check done, and let's see if we can get it fired up, and then see if we can run around the garden. I've just noticed on this barrel, actually, which you'd want to know, there's some damaged fins here. So I don't know what's happened there. Maybe it's been hit by a rock or something like that. But yeah, at some point it'd be nice to get that replaced. There are a couple of people around who can repair these things, or weld aluminium back to it and make it look like factory again. Right, let's get the gearbox check done, and let's try and take her for a little spin. I thought I was going a little bit mad before. When I was checking the gears out myself, right, down into first, up into second, third, fourth, fifth, and then sixth. And I was thinking to myself, I'm sure these didn't have a 6-speed box. I'm sure they didn't. So back down through the gearbox. 3, 4, third, second. Yeah, that's neutral. Back into first. I kept counting it up and down. Definitely 6 gears. And I've gone on the specs, and it is a 6-speed box. It was a 6-speed box in '78 as well. So there we go. 6 gears, all present and correct. Let's stick the dog back in the house so he doesn't go flipping mental at me, and let's see if we can get her fired up and take her for a little run. So I don't like starting these things from cold on video, because if they don't go, I feel like a flipping idiot. But I tell you what, it's times like this when you really should, because literally second kick and it ran off the choke for a few seconds, and I knocked the choke off, and then it flipping sat there flipping over. What can you say, eh? Someone's definitely been using this. It's in too good a condition, and everything's working too well. Working too well for it not to have been. I have to apologise. Someone did ask me to get a microphone, because they said that sometimes my voice, you can't hear it very well. I have ordered a microphone. It arrived. Doesn't flipping work. So I'm sending it back, and I'm going to get a better one. So I am on with that. So we will improve these videos continually. I try my best. I know it's sometimes not very good, but there you go. Right, let's take this bike outside, and let's give it a run around the garden. And yeah, lovely bike, 1979 YZ250, cracking. Lovely. If only I hadn't put some tyre tracks in the garden, and my missus wouldn't go mad at me over the weekend. It'd be just perfect. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, rides beautifully, brakes both working good, gear change is good, everything about it spot on. Make a fantastic race bike, and would be a great little restoration project if you just wanted to do it to restore. Couldn't go wrong, mate. Couldn't go wrong. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just search Phoenix Motos.